So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Polo Line TV. Two teams remain, the final of the French Open, the Open de France here in Chantilly, the 23rd edition of the tournament, and it all comes down today. And it is the undefeated Amanara, the team of Katie Sen, Vitoucha Vans and Benhur Pinello taking on Kazakh. My name is John Kent. I'm delighted to be here commentating with you on this beautiful day here in Chantilly. The sun has come out after a little bit of rain dropped down earlier on proceedings, but the crowd is out in force and there is a buzz of expectation around this wonderful #1 ground here in Chantilly. And what a game we have in store. Nico Pires there, the captain of Kazakh. What a tournament he has had for Sebastian Agaton's side. Finalists of this tournament just a couple of years ago. Amanara out there in the pink, subsidiary winners last year, so both have been close. But whatever happens today, we are going to have a first-time winner of the French Open here in Chantilly as the players begin to come across the field. So, one undefeated side left in this tournament. Amanara out there in the pink. We will be showing their highlights on the way to the final, as well as those as Kazakh, who were defeated once against Laberta earlier on in the tournament. We're both getting here on great form. Let's see how they went about it. So what an amazing bunch of highlights for these sides making their way to this final. Just to speak over it a little bit as well, the Kazakh, they didn't have the strongest start. They were defeated by fellow quarterfinalists Laberta, a very strong team in themselves. But in this knockout round, Nico Pires and this side, they've really come into their own. Big victories against both the local home favourites, Brittany Polo Club, and then the defending champions, Talon Drakkars as well. So they come here with Nico Pires. I'm not sure he will make it as top scorer in the tournament, but he is the top remaining scorer left in the tournament. And he has really led this young team alongside Sebastian Agaton for Kazakh. Amanara, they have been near perfect. Santi Chavan has led his team so well. Lorenzo Chavan, as we just do have a look there at the top scorers. You see there Facundo Sola on 36, Nico Perez on 30. So he could well actually, if you do just count the Open de France as the scorers, he could well make his way to the top of the scoring boards in this. The remaining players on that list, they are out. So Nico Perez, he will have his eye on that. We know how he likes to be one of the attacking players on the field, making his way forward. But of course, the victory is the all-important task at the end of the day. So the players making their way, do watch out for this Amanara side. They really are quite something to watch. The way in which Santi Chavan is able to just coordinate everything for those two future superstars of the game, Lorenzo Chavan and Benja Pinello. And Nikki Sen, does so much for her side as well. So much polo to look forward to. We will have the players lining up. We will play the national anthem as well here in Chantilly, France. So do boil the kettle one more time. Make yourself a tea, coffee, mate, wherever you may be in the world, and settle down. We are about to get this 23rd final of the French Open underway. Amanara, the undefeated side, in pink of Nikki Sen, Lorenzo Chavan, Santi Chavan, Benja Pinello. They take on Kazakh. The form side, you could potentially say, Sebastian Agadant, Bertrand Lallet, Antonio Hegi, and Nico Perez. So the buzz around the ground here, you may be able to hear some of it in the background on this mic. It's really beginning to buzz here, the local crowd here in France. They've really got behind all of these sets of players. And you feel as they do come out for the field, there is an acceptance, a realization that the two top teams, they have made their way into this final. We saw great campaigns from the likes of Brittany Polo Club, Jean-Francois Decaux and his side, Edouard Carmignac, his Talent Tracker side. Esso, so exciting to watch, with Facundo Sola leading the way in that one, as we now do play the national anthem here in Chantilly. So the two national anthems have been played now, and we will be calling the players forward. Playing at number 1, as you see, riding out in front. What a moment this is for Nikki Sen, winner of the subsidiary final last year, her first French Open final. Benjamin Pinello, a name rising up the ranks of the sport of polo, and playing at number 3, talking of the ranks, 15-year-old Lorenzo Chavan, backed up, of course, by his father, the player who's been right to the top of this sport, Santi Chavan, playing against him for Kazakh. Sebastian Agadant, he plays at number 1, finalist 2 years ago with his Kazakh side. Playing at number 2, a surname that needs no introduction, of course, Antonio Hegi. Playing at number 3, talking of surnames, it is Nico Perez, and playing at back, another one of his players making a real name for himself. Another 15-year-old Beltran Laule, finalist of the British Open already this year alongside Dubai, and this will be his first time here in the French Open final. 2 umpires out there, Jason Dixon, Rafa Silva. Third man in the stand will be Peter Wright. So, 5 chukkers left in this tournament. It's been a record-breaking French Open tournament out here in Chantilly. We started with 18 teams of 16 goals in the 23rd edition of the closer to the European season. So as we have a look here, this beautiful ground, the teams here in front of you then. Amanara, Nicky Sen, number 1 of naught goals. Number 2, Benjamin Pinello of 6 goals. Lorenzo Chavan, he is of 5, and Santi Chavan, he is of 7. I think actually Lorenzo Chavan is 4, so there are a 17-goal side. Against them for Kazakh, Sebastian Agadant at 1 of naught goals. Antonio Hegi of 5 goals at 2. Nico Perez, the captain, of 8 goals, and Beltran Laule of 3 goals. As you will notice, the Amanara side, they play off 17 goals. That is because Lorenzo Chavan went up to 4 mid-season. And as I mentioned, your 2 umpires, Rafa Silva, Jason Dixon over from England, and Peter Wright, your 3rd man in the stand. We are officiated by the HPA rules out here in Chantilly. So it will be 5 chukkers. We play the 30 seconds at the end of each chukker. And then should we need the final 30 seconds as well in the 5th chukker, we will play that and then into overtime. As we have a look at some of the horses, watch out for those Chavan horses, Katana and Coco with Santi. The V8 horses, of course, that Chavan breeding. Agadant on Open Welsh, Antonio Hegi Open Panchera, Nico Perez Open Tutor, and Beltran Laule out there on Omadou. So both sets of players then in the tent, just getting their last minute instructions. You will see Pepe Hegi as the coach over in the Kazakh tent, watching his son Antonio Hegi. What a season it's been for Antonio. His big breakthrough here in Europe this year as well. He played with the Black Bears organization. But Katie Sen, a really great moment for her in this Amanara line. Sorry, Nicky Sen, I should say, in her Amanara side. They were the subsidiary winners this time last year, but her real opportunity to play with her side, Santi Chavan, her longtime pro. Do download the Polo Line TV app whilst we're here as well. You can check out all the stats as we go, see how close Nico Perez is getting to that top scorer title throughout this game as we go as well. 6 away from the crown at the moment, being led by Facundo Sola, so we will be keeping a close eye on that one. But as I say, it has been an amazing couple of weeks here in Chantilly. We've been building up to this. We have seen some of the very best polo around Europe, and the crowd are here and they are buzzing, getting ready to see this final getting underway. We had the Ladies Open final earlier for you. Nina Clarkin, the 10-goal lady player with her Sotheby side, overcame a very strong La Mariposa side just by the odd goal in the end, 6 goals to 5. It was a great running game. Do check out the highlights to that one on our app, on Instagram as well. We are, of course, all over social media. Facebook, this game is being streamed live. Do let us know what you are thinking of the action as it goes. But the game is about to get underway then. 5 chukkers of 16 goal polo. There is a goal on the board for Kazakh. As I mentioned, Lorenzo Chavan somehow started the season off 3 goals. He went up to 4 midway through the season. You'd think there could well be another rise. Just 15 years of age, he's getting MVP honour after MVP honour. Most valuable player in their big victory earlier on in that semi-final just a couple of days ago against a very strong Esso side. So they come into this, both teams, with so much form. La Magdalene defeated by Kazakh in their semi-final. In this game, it is about to get underway. Sebastian Agatant waiting at the front there. Sen and Agatant. What a moment it is for the two players as the ball goes in play and it falls straight away here for Agatant. Stolen away now by Benjamin Pinello. Pinello goes to the left-hand side of Nico Pires. Pires went for it, but he's beaten to it, and it's Benjamin Pinello, the number 2 for Amanara, looking to go here. It's Benjamin Pinello looking to get to the left-hand side first of Nico Pires. There as well is Laulay. Laulay just did enough to put him off his run, and it's going to be brought away now by Nico Pires. Pires stealing it away there from Benjamin Pinello. Pinello on the near side, takes it straight back. Good play there by the young number 2, gets the near side backhand into the pony though of Nico Pires. Heggie got a little bit of a touch on the ball, and it is now with Beltran Laulay. Laulay sends it long to his captain, Nico Pires. Very quickly coming in now is the opposition captain, Santi Chavan. Chavan, he will just take his time. Look how he just manipulates the control of the ball. Now he sends it long, looking to see if he can find his son, Lorenzo. Lorenzo gets round the outside there of Agatant. It's still there with Lorenzo Chavan. The shot towards the goal, and Lorenzo Chavan, and what an opening score that is. Lorenzo Chavan, just 15 years of age, already 4 goals. Look how he just picked it up there. He rode Sebastian Agatant out the way. He went through the hook of Antonio Heggie like he wasn't there. Hit the open shot through the goal. And Amanara, having conceded that goal on handicap right at the start of the game, they've tied us up here. 1 goal all. Players come back to the centre of the ground. And you don't want to let Lorenzo get going. Let me tell you, having watched him in the semi-final, Agatant gets a little touch on the ball. It's left now for Antonio Heggie. Heggie now coming there in between both Santi and Lorenzo. Left now for Nico Pires. Pires sends it long down the ground, and now look for Beltran Laulay. Laulay reaches out in front of Pinello. Pinello can't reach him first time. Beltran Laulay under the neck through the goal of the 2 15-year-olds have started the game on form. Watch Beltran Laulay come away here, picking up the next shot. He was being chased every step of the way. Benno Pinello looked like he got him, but Beltran Laulay 30 yards out under the neck. And what a start we have had to this French Open final. Laulay and Chavan, both 15 years of age, running away there and showing exactly how it is done. Out the line, out the players back in the centre of the ground. The ball goes in play. Who picks it up now? It's here with Santi Chavan. Santi to the left-hand side now of Antonio Heggie. Down the board, calling for the pass is Benho Pinello. Now he sends up to the middle of the ground. Sen, she's there as well, but Agatant gets there first on the near side. Lovely little flick backhand played by Agatant. It is brought round now by Nico Pires. Pires slows it down, has a look. He's got Beltran Laulay behind him. He's got Antonio Heggie in front. Nico Pires, he may well go on his own. Pires now behind him, just waiting patiently is Lorenzo Chavan. Nico Pires, big bump and a ride-off as Pires now brings it up here towards the boards. Pinello takes away the player. Nico Pires, 8 goals here in France. He's been 10 everywhere else in the world as he just leaves the ball behind him, and Antonio Heggie will come onto the play now. Heggie sends it out to the right-hand side. Breathless beginning to the action out here in this final as the ball just pops over the boards. Lorenzo Chavan has a little bit of a look for it, but he sees it eventually drop down, and it will be Amanara play. 3.5 minutes of the players non-stop so far. Santi Chavan brings the ball into play. Santi looking to take on Antonio Heggie. Heggie forces Santi into a shot up to Lorenzo Chavan. Lorenzo now underneath the pony of Nicky Pires. Goes right, goes left again. Still here now with Lorenzo Chavan with the shot up the ground, looking to see if he can find Santi Chavan. Santi Chavan, he will pick it up, coming across there. And what a backhand that was by Heggie, but picking it up first is Laulay, but the umpires just pulling play to a stop. We'll have a look on the instant replay, but it really has been a breathless start to proceedings out here. Have a look there on the instant replay. Heggie, he hit it. Nico Pires came across. He thought he had the right of way on the line. The umpires out there have ideas, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty. The umpire's just going to decide where in favour of the pink shirts of Amanara. A few players go off and change onto fresh ponies, and when they come back it will be Benho Pinello, top scorer for his side in that semi-final victory. Penalty-free 40-yard shot. Or maybe closer still, perhaps from the 30. Just see how the opposition lines up. Looks like they're not going to be able to come across, so a 30-yard penalty. Benho Pinello, easy as you like, sends it straight through the centre of the goal, and Benho Pinello he levels us back up here in this first chukker. Just over 2 minutes remaining. And have a look here on the instant replay. How Pinello just rides up to it. Hit it up straight through the center. Nearly hit our drone up there in the sky. So ball goes back in play. Here then is Nico Pires. Pires spinning it round. Look how Laulay just takes away the player, but Nico Pires comes back on himself. Look at Pires, part of this side, this Kazakh side, of course, who exceeded all expectations over in Sotogrande. They got to the semi-final of the Gold Cup. There was one goal by Nico Pires, really out of this world when he's on that kind of form. As it comes now for Heggie. Heggie now reaching out there is Pinello, left behind, turning onto it now, picking it up in a little bit of space here, will be Belter and Laulay. Laulay behind him again, will come Pires, but Laulay, look at the confidence of the player. Belter and Laulay with a cut shot towards the goal. He hasn't quite got the accuracy, rolls wide to the left-hand side of the goalpost, but these players exchanging everything they've got here in this first chukker. Belter and Laulay already scored a great under the neck shot, couldn't quite find the cut shot this time round, as the ball will settle there on the back line. So players lining back up again. Santi Chavan, he sends it out left, looking to send Lorenzo Chavan on his way. Now watch for Santi what he does. Santi goes up down the centre of the ground. Lorenzo Chavan, though, he chooses to go on his own. Benho Pinello comes in behind. Lorenzo Chavan now looking to go. He's got round the outside now of Nico Pires. Now he looks to take on Agatan. Sen takes away Agatan. Lorenzo Chavan appealing for a foul. The umpires say play on as Lorenzo takes it up to the 30. Big neck shot now from Chavan up towards a goal. Just wide to the right-hand side. Great run there by Lorenzo Chavan. He is electric as he runs through the ground at speed. Used Sen there as the blocker. Lorenzo took the neck shot and it just needed a bounce to the left. Instead it goes right, and it will be Kazakh with the ball on the back line. And it looks like it's going to be Belter and Laulay to take this knock in. Nico Pires just coming on to the right-hand side. Belter and Laulay sends it out right to Nico Pires. Look down the centre of the ground to see where Belter and Laulay. Laulay, he wants it. Nico Pires delivers it, but it's going to go to Heggie instead. Heggie, he will get there. He's being chased every step away by Chavan. It's still now Antonio Heggie leaves the ball behind, and Lorenzo Chavan comes across on the near side, but the umpires, they're going to pull him back on that play. The speed that these players are going straight from the back line there. As we have a look on that instant replay, you can see there on the near side, Lorenzo Chavan didn't quite have enough space out in front. It was Nico Pires picking up the line. And it's going to be a penalty. We'll see where they place this one. You would imagine our drone up there in the sky might want to go a little bit higher this time round, just to avoid any incoming flying polo balls. And it's going to be penalty 3. Another penalty 2, sorry. 30-yard penalty. And a big chance here with what could well be the last action of this first chukker for Nico Pires to come round for his side. We are going to go and show you some of the highlights from the semi-finals in between the first and second chukker, so don't go anywhere as you go. But it is going to be Nico Pires walks up to it, easy as you like, straight through the centre of the goal, and Nico Pires with what will be likely the last shot of this opening chukker. Make sure that Kazakh go in. A goal to the good. The umpires will ride them back. The clock will carry on going as we have a look again. Nico Pires, the drone was safe this time round. As players come back to the centre, umpires have a look. They will count down. We may well get time for one more here. Maybe I spoke too soon, as the bell does go just before the ball gets rolled in. So that will indeed be the end of the opening chukker. And if that is anything to go by, we have quite a game in store. Kazakh, they lead courtesy of that last second penalty there by Nico Pires. 3-2 over Amanara. We will just shift into some of those highlights from those semi-finals.
8 hommes sur 10 préfèrent la bille Carbon Protect de L'Oréal Men Expert. Même les plus grands sportifs, une protection 48 heures pour affronter tous vos défis. Et pour garder le rythme, découvrez le nouveau soin anti-fatigue Hydra Énergétique. Votre peau est transformée, hydratée et énergisée. Faites l'essai, L'Oréal Men Expert, parce que vous le valez bien.
So welcome back then. In between the first and second chuckers, a warm welcome to some of our viewers on Facebook. Jose Luis Farias, Jakob Christoph Shekak. I hope I have done your name justice there with the pronunciation, but thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. You can see the crowd here in Shanti. That's Hazel Jackson, it looks like, sitting there, having come second runner-up in the Ladies Open earlier today. Emily Marshuk, warm welcome to you. Good afternoon. She says, go Kazakh from Wellington, Florida. Emily Marshuk always watching everything going on around the world of polo, so warm welcome to proceedings, Emily. But here we are. What a first chukker we just saw. As I mentioned there, do not go anywhere at this point. You're seeing it all. You saw those two 15-year-old players in this game. Nerves? What nerves? They came out. They scored absolute crackers of goals early on. Some horses to look out for in this second chukker. Antonio Hegi on Open Power Girl. Nico Perez, Open Exquisita. Aminara, you see Delfina Diadad, one of the Delfina breeding with Santi Chavan as he looks to get control of the ball there, but he's beaten to it by Nico Perez on Open Exquisita. Just takes it to the left-hand side. Santi Chavan looking to get to him quickly there, but it's still here now with Nico Perez. Perez takes it out to the left-hand side, opens up the shoulders, long drive down the ground, and Hegi, he's coming through, but he's beaten to it by Benhur Pinello. Good touch there by Sen, but not quite enough distance, and it's just going to roll through the goal, and it is there by Nico Perez. The goal is scored, and Kazakh put some daylight between these two sides here in this second chukker, and it's a goal for Nico Perez as we have a look here on the instant replay, just patiently tapping it there underneath the pony of Benjamin Pinello. Nico Perez, a couple of goals to his name there as he closes in on that scoring title in this tournament as well. So Nico Perez now spinning back round for the first time, open in space, but it's stolen away, but he's pulled back on it. Benhur Pinello, he thought he was away, but he will be pulled back. Nico Perez with the line. I think the umpires are just going to have a little bit of a discussion on this one. We have a look on the instant replay. Benhur Pinello felt he had the right to go in there on the near side. It was a matter of inches if he didn't. So the umpires will take their time. As I mentioned, we're playing under the HPA rules. Out there are Rafa Silva and Jason Dixon. Chief umpire from the HPA, Peter Wright. He is in the stand as a third man, and then they have settled here on a penalty shot just from the spot in favour of Kazakh. Nico Perez, part of the Perez dynasty of polo, son of Gonzalo Perez. We've seen Facundo lighting it up this year, finalist in Sotogrande. Brother Gonzalito had a little bit of an injury impacted year, but you've heard some good things about them coming back with teams next year already. But here is Nico Perez now with his Kazakh side. Just there into the pony of Pinello. The umpires, they're so strict on that law over the last couple of years. They're not going to like the distance away from which that ball was hit. As we have a look on the instant replay, Perez, you will claim there was enough space, but I think the umpires, in the name of safety, other ideas there, and this one's going to get turned round, and it's going to be in favour of Aminara. The umpires just explaining it to Nico Perez, exactly what and why that penalty was given. So ball now will be on the halfway line here in favour of Aminara. So under a little bit of pressure here, Aminara, they did come back behind in their semi-final victory, so they're no stranger to this type of position, and they're going to be confident to come back as it's here now with Santi Chavan Lorenzo just hanging about. Santi Chavan now with the tap off the 5B. Lorenzo Chavan, he makes a move, thought about going down. Now he comes back, now he goes back down the ground. Santi Chavan eventually does leave it for Lorenzo. So Lorenzo with the tap looking to take on now Nico Perez. Perez just waiting there patiently with the two Chavans. It's Lorenzo Chavan taking it out wide to the right-hand side. Lorenzo goes for a big under the neck shot. Lorenzo Chavan, how about that? Right in front of his father, Santi Chavan. The confidence of the young man, Lorenzo Chavan, just picked it up. Nico Perez 40 had time to wait, but look how this one curls through. That one will be on the highlight reel come the end of the day, I'll tell you that much. Lorenzo Chavan, his second score of this game to go, with the 30-yard penalty scored by Benjamin Pinello and Amanara. They come back, and Lorenzo Chavan, he means business out there. Just 15 years of age, Lorenzo Chavan. So it falls now for Beltran Laulay. Laulay looking to take on Lorenzo Chavan straight away. Beltran under pressure then from Santi as the umpires, I think they try to play advantage there for perhaps an earlier foul on the players. We'll have a look here on the instant replay. Nico Perez and Beltran Laulay. Laulay it was, taking control of the possession of a hook from the wrong side of the horse. Santi Chavan thought he might be able to get away from it, but these umpires so quick on anything like that now. So it's going to be a chance here from what looks like a 40-yarder. Penalty 3, maybe even a penalty 4. No, they're going to move back to a penalty 4. So a chance for some of the players to go off and change onto fresh ponies as well. The game has been running, so they will take every opportunity they can. The heat has come back out here at Chantilly. It was a bit cooler earlier on in the day. We also had some raindrops, but the sun has come back out shining in force here for the final. So, penalty 4, 60-yard shot. Nico Perez has already scored a close penalty from today. What can he do from the 60? Nico Perez, he's got the height. They're pointing left though straight away. You could see Amanara, they pointed left. Nico Perez, he did agree with them. The umpires all in agreement as well. So, Amanara looking to come again with Santi Chavan. Santi to his left-hand side, looking to pick up the quick run now will be Lorenzo. Lorenzo has looked to see where Santi goes. Ben Pinello as well, making his way down the ground. Lorenzo with the long drive, looking for Santi to pick it up here over the halfway line, and it will be Santi Chavan. He just slows it down. Out in front of him there is Heggie. Going back is Nico Perez. Coming onto the play now will be Beltran Laulay, and Laulay here for Kazakh. He will take his time, just tap it round. Here still with Laulay, hooked up the play by Chavan. Nico Perez and Santi Chavan. So no, that was Sen. Sen, good play there by Sen to take it away from Nico Perez. It's here now with Chavan. Chavan underneath the pony of Perez. Still now with Santi Chavan. Chavan with the shot towards the goal. And Santi Chavan, his first score of this final. And we're all level up here again in the second chukker. But how about that from Nicky Sen? Took the ball away from Perez. And then behind Santi Chavan, he was under pressure, but a lovely little flick of the ball through the centre of the goal. And we're all level here, Amanara. But great work done there by Sen at the front for her Amanara side as the ball goes back into play. At the back of the line out and picked up by Lorenzo Chavan. And Lorenzo, he's gone again. He's got Nico Perez and Beltran Laulay closing him down, and the pressure was enough just to put him off his swing. And it's there now with Antonio Heggie. He can't pick it up. And Santi Chavan, the C parts in front of him, but it's back there with Heggie again. The near side backhand. The counter-attack is now on with Beltran Laulay. Beltran Laulay, he will pick it up and make his way up towards the centre of the ground. Called off the play by Nico Perez. Good composure there by Perez as he picks it up there in front of Santi Chavan. Chavan coming back, looking to chase Nico Perez. Nico, though, he will keep it here all day long. Opens up the shoulders, sends it long up towards the goal. Agatan, he's there to see if he can apply the finishing touch, but it's just got too much on it as Agatan can't reach it there in time. The ball goes wide to the left-hand side, and it will be ball on the back line again for Amanara. But this game, it is flying through. 3 minutes remaining under here in this second chukker, as the players have the ball once again on the back line of a 23rd edition of the French Open here in Chantilly. And the crowd are being treated to a spectacle out here as the ball goes out left by Santi Chavan, looking to see if he can find Lorenzo. Lorenzo using their Pinello as a blocker. Santi Chavan, he's going down the centre. Benhur Pinello to the left-hand side, and it will be Pinello picking up the play. The flick backhand played now, and it's picked up by Lorenzo Chavan. Chavan looks up down the ground to see if he's got a runner. Just chooses to keep it close this time, as it's still here now with Lorenzo. The big drive down the ground, looking now for Pinello. Pinello, will he get there in front of Agaton? Agaton, he came across, he did enough initially, but Benhur Pinello there on the near side runs it up now towards the 40, leaves the ball behind, but the whistle has not yet blown. I thought I heard something out there, but it's going to be brought away now by Nico Perez. Perez brings it back round here for Kazakh. Still here now with Nico Perez, looking to get the counter-attack going as we go into the final minute and a half here in this second period of play, as Nico just comes back on himself. Waiting close with him there is Benhur Pinello. Benhur Pinello, the presence of the sixth goaler, enough just to force Nico Perez to leave it now for Beltran Laulay, and again it will be there with Nico Perez. Watch out Beltran Laulay. We saw all through the British Open how calm he is at the back, but Nico, he's beaten to it there by Santi Chavan. The little backhand flick now played to Benhur Pinello again. Pinello, as the play just does slow down a little. This will suit Aminara as Pinello takes it up into the 30. Big neck shot by Pinello, but wide to the right-hand side. A little bit of a change in tact there in style. They've just slowed it down slightly as it goes out wide to the right-hand side. So it will be ball on the back line now with Kazakh again, and Nico Perez with Beltran Laulay to the right-hand side. He had a bit of space if Nico Perez saw him, which he eventually does. Heggie goes down the ground waiting. A little bobble on the ground, just forces Beltran Laulay, but look how he just kept calm. Took away the stick from Benhur Pinello, but the umpires spotted something there on the field. We'll have a look at the instant replay. There were a couple of players coming from each direction, as you see there. Benhur Pinello claiming that the line was come across by him. I think the umpires let that one go. It was then Nico Perez facing up to Santi Chavan, and that was one that the umpires blew. So it's going to be a close penalty again for Aminara, and a chance for them for the first time this afternoon to get themselves out in front here in Chantilly. It looks like it's going to be a 40-yard penalty. And the way in which Benhur Pinello, he hits these close shots, you feel like this will indeed be Aminara fancying their chances to make it here 5-4. Mentioned Benhur Pinello a couple of times already. His older brother, Tommy Pinello, he will be in action all through the Jockey Club Open already, the Kopatai Polo that we are covering on Polo Line. There is a live game taking place later on today on Polo Line TV, so we'll bring you details of that one as well, as it will be Benhur Pinello with the ball. It's a 40-yard penalty, no, 60-yard penalty, sorry. It's a penalty for Benhur Pinello, coming round to take the final minute of this second chukker. Pinello drives it. Look at the height of that one, and more importantly, look at the accuracy of the goal by Benhur Pinello. He makes it 5-4, and it's another one under the stick of Benhur Pinello. We'll have a look on the instant replay just how close that was. No, it wasn't even close. They were claiming wide right, but that one right through the centre of the goal just gave the drone a little bit of a scare again as well. But 5-4. We'll see if we have time for one more play. Yes, we do. The bell has gone on the far side, so 30 seconds left. Chavan looking for Lorenzo. Lorenzo picks it up on the near side, bounce of the ball once, twice. Can he get a third time as well? Lorenzo Chavan, yes he can. It's Lorenzo Chavan, left it at the fourth. The open backhand played by Antonio Heggie, looking for himself here to bring it back round. Antonio, he's got about 20 seconds to play with, and Antonio leaves it now for Nico Perez. Perez round to the left-hand side there of Santi Chavan. Nico Perez now with the long drive down the ground. Look at the height and the distance on that one by Nico Perez, but they're going to run out of time. That is the end of the second chukker here on Polo Line TV. The French Open is off to an absolute flyer. Aminara leading Kazakh 5-4, and we will go to an interview with one of these young 15-year-old superstars of the game, Beltran Laulay.
Llegamos a la final Open de France con Kazakh, que la verdad es una tremenda organización, muy divertida, así que ahora vamos a ver si podemos ganar. Y hoy no mucho, mis compañeros me salvaron, pero no, por suerte cuando Nico tuvo la pelota atrás y eso de poder pasar para adelante y ahí con un poco de espacio ahí capaz pudimos meter unos goles, así que eso estuvo bueno. La verdad que jugar con Nico es tremendo, la verdad es impresionante cómo juega y nada, me pide que juegue un poco más atrás y eso y después cuando vea la chance de mandarme para adelante. Seb viene mejorando todos los partidos, la verdad que viene jugando muy bien, tiene muy buena onda con el equipo, siempre te da confianza para hacer las jugadas que vos querés y la verdad que viene jugando muy bien. Y con Antonio somos amigos hace bastante, la verdad tenemos muy buena onda y la verdad que juega impresionante, así que la verdad que es muy divertido jugar con él.
Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. Form is nothing other than emptiness, and emptiness is also nothing other than form.
So welcome back here, coming into the third chukker of play. What a first two chukkers we have heard. You heard that from Valtteri and Laulay in between those two chukkers, and it really is something that has been so noticeable throughout his game, whether it's in the British High Goal season, over in Spain as well, or here. The confidence that his players have in just letting him come behind them, take control of the ball. They know exactly what he's going to do. Gaston Laulay, his father, such a well-respected pro over the years. He got 7 goals himself, as we have a look again at some of the horses on the screen there for you. So it's brought away now, the backhand played by Nico Pires, really under pressure in the last period of that chukker. Picked up now by Pinello. Pinello just beaten there by the bounce of the ball. Left behind him, picked up now by Heggie. Heggie takes it out to the left. Picked up here now by Laulay. Laulay brings it back round underneath the pony. So I know that was Nico Pires. And picked up now here by Antonio Heggie. Heggie leaves it now for Nico Pires again. Nico Pires, ooh, a couple of early misses here in this third chukker, and it's going to be picked up here. And watch Lorenzo Chavan go. Lorenzo picks up the bounce of a ball, and it's a horse race between Lorenzo Chavan and Nico Pires. Lorenzo Chavan, half swing up towards the goal, leaves it behind him. Couldn't make the most of it this time. Benho Pinello, he may yet still get there on the near side, turning round in front of Antonio Heggie. Heggie applying the pressure as it's brought round now by Benho Pinello soon. Ball left behind, and it will be Nico Pires. Taps it back, but it's stolen away once again. First by Benho Pinello. Lorenzo Chavan, he picks it up, takes away the hook of Nico Pires. But I think you're going to have a look on the instant replay, and if it's what I reckon we saw on this one, it's going to be a penalty shot in favour of Kazakh. Lorenzo Chavan just spun round there, fouled the second man coming through, which was Nico Pires. Nico Pires on open extremer out here in this third chuck. You saw that one really going, and it had to go as well to catch V8 Ocholulu. Ocholulu, another one of these Chavan bred horses playing out there. So mentioned a couple of times that this is the farewell to the European season, the final big game out here. We're heading off to Argentina, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, the US. Do check out Fly Polo and Travel, one of our sponsors we are delighted to have, helping with all of your tailor-made polo travel needs. But back out here in France, still so much to go. this spectacle just outside of Paris. It's Nico Perez with the drive down the ground, looking to see if he can find Beltran Laulay. Laulay with the tap down the ground, picked up now by Lorenzo Chavan on the near side. Lorenzo just lets Antonio Hegyi come up towards his back leg and now spins it back around. Lovely play by Lorenzo Chavan. The confidence, Antonio Hegyi was left out for play, so it's still here now with Chavan. Santi Chavan brings up the play behind him, says, don't worry son, I've got it. I'm coming now to take on both Beltran Laulay and Antonio Hegyi, the two young bucks in the red shirts of Kazakh, as it's still here now with Santi Chavan. Lorenzo, he makes his way down the ground. Santi Chavan delivers the next shot. Good work by Sen to take away the player out in front, allowing Lorenzo the time to come onto the play. Lorenzo Chavan, the big next shot up towards the goal. I don't think he's found the accuracy this time around. It goes wide to the right hand side of the goalpost, ushered over the back line by Nico Perez. So the players will line back up with the ball on the back line here with Kazakh. And it's going to be young Beltran Laulay. To the left-hand side goes Perez, but look at the confidence of Beltran. He just taps it out one more time to the right-hand side. Beltran does look again for Nico Perez. Now watch to see where Hegyi goes. Hegyi calls this for the pass. Oh, the lovely little dummy swing there by Perez, and Hegyi, he's gone, and Hegyi gets a pass. Antonio Hegyi to pick up the pass from Nico Perez. He'll slow it down. He'll take his time. He takes the approach shot. Antonio Hegyi, oh, it's left behind, and it can't be finished off somehow. They transpired to miss that opportunity as it's brought back round on the counter now by Chavan. Offside, near side. Takes it away first from Perez. Now looking to take on Laulay. Laulay with the big bump and a ride off. Gets the hook, and it's left behind for Nico Perez. The near side backhand looking to give Antonio Hegyi another chance. And this time, I don't think he's going to miss it as he put too much on it against the post. And Antonio Hegyi so unlucky. First time the bounce of the ball beat him when he was clean through on goal, and then the post transpired to make it second time unlucky as well. What a play that was, though, by Kazakh, looking to tie us up here halfway through the third chukker, but it will be Aminara with the ball on the back line. So it is here now, Santi Chavan. Chavan with the tap to the right-hand side. Closing it down quickly there is Antonio Hegyi. Oh, he's made a mess of it, but he's got back round onto it. Santi Chavan on the near side, just reaching out behind him. Looking to take on all comers now is Santi Chavan. He's got through the first. Can he get through the second? It's Chavan. Beno Pinello behind him. The bounce of the ball does eventually come. The near side backhand played. And look how he knew exactly where he was going to find Lorenzo Chavan. And Chavan taps the ball up towards the board. It's being watched closely there by Laulay as it's here now with Lorenzo. Lorenzo slows it down. Would you believe Lorenzo Chavan was 3 goals here in Europe at the beginning of the season? He is up to 4 as it's here now with Benhur Pinello. Pinello to the right-hand side, opens up the shoulders. Didn't quite get the clean connection that he was looking for as the ball just edges out there towards the back line, goes up over the back line. So it will be ball for Kazakh. And once again, they are going to have to stop from way back on their back line, but it's been end-to-end polo in this first half of this French Open final. We've been spectacle to some amazing games over the past 2.5 weeks, and this one is right up there so far as it's picked up now on the near side by Nico Perez. Perez, Avier once, Avier twice. Nico Perez couldn't get it the third time, and instead it's picked up there by Lorenzo Chavan. Hooked up a play by Hegyi. The two captains now coming together as Santi Chavan just beats Nico Perez out the way, but then left the ball behind, allowing Nico Perez the chance to come back onto the play. Runs round to the left-hand side of Benhur Pinello, who now goes back with Hegyi, giving now a bit of time there for Nico Perez. Santi Chavan just makes life interesting for Nico Perez as he keeps control of the ball, sends it into the pony of Chavan. The umpire's happy for play to continue for the time being, as it's still here now with Nico Perez. Takes the ball up towards the 16. Meeting him there is Benhur Pinello. The umpire saw it was Lorenzo Chavan. The umpire's not liking what they saw. It may well have been a 2-on-1 call. As we have a look on the instant replay, look there how Nico Perez just slowed it down. Chavan, he was there, blocking out the way. In came Lorenzo Chavan. Only one of them allowed to be there, so it's going to be a close penalty now in favour of Kazakh. And this one, a chance for the team in Burgundy to tie us back up here. Just over a minute remaining in this third chukker. Penalty 2, 30-yard penalty. Nico Pires with his trademark walk up to the ball. So it will be Nico. Nico with the 30-yard penalty, easy as you like, through the goal, and we are all level here now, 5 goals apiece as players come back to the centre of the ground, and it is another one for Nico Pires, leading his side, just keeping up with the speed of this Almenara side. They're so quick on the counter-attack. Kazakh at their best, they like to play attacking as well, but you do just see them playing a little bit more conservative at times. But Nico Pires taking it straight out the line out. Now Nico runs, he's being chased by Lorenzo. Lorenzo putting the pressure on, but Nico Pires slows it down, cut shot towards the goal, Nico Pires, and that is why he has been top scorer going into each and every round of this tournament so far. And Nico Pires out the line out, picked up the bounce of the ball perfectly. As you have a look here on the instant replay, Pires with the cut shot. I actually called it, I think, a little bit too early. It did in the end need a little bit of a bobble through the goal, but the goal is scored. Kazakh, Nico Pires, 6 goals to 5. Just about 30 seconds or so remaining of this first half. We will be going to an interview with Lorenzo Chivan at the halfway point. As the ball goes back into play, so much still could happen before that, mind you, the way this game has gone, as it's fair with Antonio Hegyi. Hegyi sends it out wide right, looking to see if he can find now Nico Pires again. Pires over the top of the ball, this time under duress from Santi Chivan. Santi comes back, gets the hook, onto it there now will be Hegyi. Hegyi looking to see if he could find Laulay or Nico Pires, but they've both been drawn in, so it's going to be Santi Chivan now to bring it away, reaches out in front of Laulay. There as well is Antonio Hegyi, still now watch for Lorenzo Chivan to the left-hand side, but it's left behind, and it will be picked up now. Oh, he's given it straight back to Santi Chivan. Santi on the near side, on the offside, left behind, and picked up now by Nico Pires, looking to take on Lorenzo. Big bump and a ride off by Lorenzo Chivan out on the far side, but Nico Pires, he was stronger and can come away with possession of the ball for Kazakh. Just turning it back around. He'll have a look to see where his teammates are. It's Bertrand Laulay on the ball, looking to go now, but the umpires have blown a whistle on the play just as they were gone. I do wonder maybe whether the buzzer had gone without anybody hearing there on the ground. That does look indeed to be the case. So that is the end of the third Chukka. What a first half we have had out here in Chantilly. Kazakh with their noses in front thanks to that spectacular goal by Nico Pires. They lead Almenara 6 goals to 5, and we will head to an interview with Lorenzo Chivan and then a few words from our sponsors. But do not go anywhere. 2 Chukkas remain in this French Open final.
Sí, es un torneazo, la verdad, de 18 equipos, asperísimo, las canchas están tremendas. Vienen jugadores y organizaciones de Inglaterra, de Sotorande, de todos lados. Es un muy lindo torneo para jugar. Por suerte hemos jugado bastante contra Kazakh, acá en Sotorande no, pero en Saint-Tropez el año pasado también, acá el año pasado. Es un equipo que tiene mucha buena onda, así que nada, va a ser un partidazo y no vamos a jugar todo, pero nada, va a ser un partido muy lindo para jugar. Casi siempre jugamos, Santi, Nicky y yo en el equipo, que nada, que está tremendo y nada, vamos cambiando de jugadores, pero a Benja lo conocemos, a Tommy Ferrari en Sotorande lo conocíamos, con Pedro que jugamos en Francia lo conocíamos, con Manolo que también jugamos en Francia conocemos casi todos los jugadores. Que nada, que está buenísimo eso, tratamos de hacer equipos divertidos, que nos llevemos bien, que la pasemos bien más que todo, obviamente que sean competitivos. Todos los caballos que juego son de papá y de Nicky, así que nada, yo solamente juego, pero sin los caballos no voy a ningún lado, así que nada, quería agradecer muchísimo a Nicky que me banca siempre muchísimo en todo, y nada, papá también en Argentina, en todos lados que me da caballos. También es tremendo para mí.
So welcome back to Polo Line TV from around the world. Have a look there at the scoreboard progression. What a first half we have had. 3 goals to 2, Kazakh led. 5 goals to 4, they trailed. 6 goals to 5, they lead again. It has just swung one way to another. Momentum shift after momentum shift. Both sides showing exactly why they have made it this far in this tournament. We will be having a look now at the stats. 3 field goals apiece. Very even in the throw-ins. Nico Perez, he went out and scored, and it is all that one important. 6-1 they won. That has put them in the lead. Fouls committed, 5 by Amanara, 3 by Kazakh. A pretty clean game. Both penalties by Amanara go through the post. We've had 1 go wide from Nico Perez from the 60. No yellow cards, no safety 60s. It has been a pretty clean game up to this point. So much running, so much attacking polo. These sellout crowds here at Shanti, they have had a real treat of polo here in this first half.
If you tell 100 people to keep it quiet on the DL.
For the final treader inners to make their way back to the seats. We've had already one great game for you earlier on in the day. We saw Nina Clarkin and her TTR Sotheby's side come out victorious in the Ladies Open final. 8 teams contested that Ladies Open before the final earlier on today, coming out just by the 1 goal against a very strong La Mariposa side. The battle of the 10 goalers as it was between Hazel Jackson and Nina Clarkin. But out here now in this French Open final, it is all about the attacking talent of these 2 sides. We've seen them going at each other right since the opening throw-in, with some amazing goals from the 2 15-year-olds, Lorenzo Chavan and Beltran Laulay. That got us underway, and since then, it has just been goal after goal, run after run. So great to see how these sets of players have an innate understanding of exactly what will be happening as the plays progress. The level of polo out here in Chantilly, the 23rd edition of this French Open Championship being played here in Chantilly this year. 18 teams, a record number, started this 16-goal tournament, and certainly on the evidence of what we're seeing, it is the 2 teams there deserving to be so as well. Such a fantastic crowd here live at this ground here in Chantilly. 9 full-size pitches in Chantilly been hosting this tournament. We had the final of the Road of Polo as well earlier. E-Mobility, our sponsors. Almost amazing one-wheel machines. It's amazing to see these young kids running around, honing their skills, being inspired by the players that they're seeing out there today. But for those joining us online, as I say, please do let us know where you're watching from as you're waking up over in the US, no doubt, whatever coast you may be on, even out in Hawaii as well, ready for this final. We do have another game to follow. Not here in France, we head over to Argentina. It is the Jockey Club, the Coppertide Polo, and Scone La Enseñada. What a game that one promises to be. That one will kick off at 3 p.m. Argentine time, so if you're watching here from France, as we have a look now at the horses coming out as well. Benhur Pinello, Lorenzo Chavan on Vincha, Santi Chavan on Katy Perry. I wonder whether that was their version of Katy Perry. Kazakh, you see Agatan up there on Pelche, Tony Heggie, Open Diodora, Nico Perez on a Lovelocks, Trimore, Beltran Laulay on Casola. Big shout out to Charlie Hambry and his Lovelocks breeding line. Great to see you here. That one out there. Benoit there, the manager, general manager of the polo here, done such an amazing job throughout this tournament. But so many people working behind the scenes here at Chantilly to make this tournament possible. And Benoit, who just saw in your clip there, such a big part of it. They put on an amazing operation. The way in which they managed to organize, coordinate all the traveling between all of the grounds. Really is the operation, the navigation of it all. Quite something to behold, but we are now ready to get the second half underway. 5 goals, Aminara, 6-2 Kazakh. Who will it be at the end of this second half of polo? The final 2 chukkers here in the French Open, unless, of course, we go into overtime, and that looks like a distinct possibility the way this contest is going. So the ball goes back in play, and it's there with Santi Chavan. Santi bringing it back around here for Aminara, left now for Benhur Pinello. Benhur Pinello looks to run round the outside there of Nico Perez, which as so know was Laulay. Now waiting back there is Laulay. It's there with Benhur Pinello. Always left it on the doorstep, and turning it around now is Antonio Heggie. Heggie sends it out wide left, looking to see if he can find Nico Perez on the run. Nico Perez, he will get there, looking to run round the outside there again of Lorenzo Chavan, but Chavan, he is quick coming back there. As Chavan, across there comes Agatan. Good play by Agatan to get the hook there on Lorenzo Chavan. And Sebastian Agatan, he has gone here for his side. Agatan for Kazakh, just leaves the ball behind. And the open backhand into the pony of Nico Perez. Eventually just falls harmlessly wide. Great play though it was by Agatan. Just putting on the pressure as they did come through. Agatan out there on a horse called Pelche, as I said, in this chukker. Lorenzo Chavan, that beautiful grey. Ocho Vincha in this 4th chukker, as you see here now coming onto the play here. It is Lorenzo Chavan. Goes to the right-hand side of Nico Perez. Nico Perez closing him down quickly. Still here now, though, with Lorenzo Chavan. Just taps it now, sends it down the boards. Looking to see if he can find Santi Chavan at the front, but it's just left a little bit short. Agaton, he is there. He gets a flick on it, but it's not enough to put here Lorenzo Chavan off his stride. Lorenzo with the tap, takes it to the right-hand side. Lorenzo now looking to see where Nico Perez is. Nico Perez just forcing Lorenzo to slow it down. Santi Chavan being ridden there by Agaton. The pressure of Agaton enough to put him off his stride, and Nico Perez now looks to go. Antonio Heggie going down the ground, stretching the play, running as the decoy, allowing Nico Perez the time as Beltran Laulay. Look at Beltran Laulay, the confidence just to instruct his captain Nico Perez from the back, and it's still here now with Beltran. Beltran with the tap. The two 15-year-olds come together as it's still here now with Beltran Laulay. Has a look up towards the goal, sends a shot up towards the runner there in Agatan comes back on himself. Nico Perez, he's going to get there. That one worked out well as Nico Perez comes up against Santi Chavan. Lorenzo, the open backhand played, but Sebastian Agatan, what a chucker he is having out there for his Kazakh side, but it's stolen away again by Lorenzo. Lorenzo leaves the ball behind. Coming across there was Nico Perez. Perez was unable to get control of the ball. Santi sends it up long looking for Pinello. Pinello looking to go around Agaton. Agaton, he can't catch him. Benho Pinello, he's gone. Picks up the bounce of the ball once, twice, third time through the goal. Benjamin Pinello running away in front of Sebastian Agaton. And what a finish there by the young Benho Pinello. 6 goals and looking every inch that and more. Look how he just picked up the bounce of the ball. Just kept his eye on the ball every single step of the way. The goal is scored. And it is 6 goals all halfway through this chukker. So players come back to the centre of the ground. Just a goal update for Nico Perez. He has scored 4 in this game, so he's still a couple behind Facundo Sola out in the top. Plenty of time for that one to change, of course. Facundo Sola defeated semi-finalist by Aminara with his Esso side as he opened backhand played and picked up there by Nico Perez. Looking to turn provider this time for Beltran Laulay. Beltran Laulay with the next shot towards the goal, but it's gone wide to the right-hand side. The pressure still coming, though, from Kazakh. Every time Aminara seemed to level it up, Kazakh pull back away. But this time it goes wide to right-hand side. Ball on the back line, and it's going to be here with Santi Chavan. Santi sends it out to the right-hand side, looking to see if he can find Lorenzo. Lorenzo, he will pick it up in front of Antonio Hegyi. Lorenzo Chavan now went for a big drive. He's going to get the chance to bring it back under his spell, though. Lorenzo Chavan, behind him is his father, Santi Chavan. Antonio Hegyi making a nuisance of himself in there as it's still there with Santi. Goes left again. Look at the power of Santi Chavan. Great play that is as well by Sen at the front, making life difficult for Beltran Laulay as it's picked up again by Santi Chavan, but the pressure of Nico Perez was enough. Nico looking out to get the counter-attack going. Nico Perez in his trademark style, running way down the ground, picks up the bounce of the ball, running to the left-hand side of Lorenzo Chavan. Lorenzo's got to be quick, and he is, but is he quick enough? There's going to be a deflection on the play as he does eventually come away with it. Great composure at the back door there by Lorenzo Chavan as he takes the ball forward once. Reaches out behind him. Strong play there by Lorenzo, but the open backhand hit again by Beltran Laulay looking for Hegyi. Hegyi called off the play. Nico Perez with the near side shot with the score, and Nico Perez, he puts his side back out in front. 7 goals to 6. A great backhand it was earlier on in the play. Just out of your shot there by Beltran Laulay. The defensive pressure initially by Lorenzo Chavan was good, but Nico Perez, he got away. The goal is scored. Players come back to the centre. 7 goals to 6. Just about a minute and a half remaining until you will hear that first buzzer go in this 4th chukker. So ball goes back in play. Comes up the back of the line out here for Santi Chavan. Santi gives it out here to Lorenzo. Lorenzo looking to go left, picked up instead though by Nico Perez. Perez, he brings it back round. Lorenzo Chavan and Santi Chavan surrounding Nico Perez, but it hasn't stopped him yet. Nico Perez picks up the bounce once. Look at him reach out behind. He's taking them all on. He's got the near side shot, looking for Sebastian Agaton. Agaton under pressure from San Vez. Perez with the near side, and Nico Perez beginning to take control out here in this 4th and penultimate chukker. Nico Perez, that is his 6th goal of this contest. That takes him level in the scoring chart, but more importantly, at this stage, it puts some daylight in between these two sides. 8 goals to 6. Nico Perez, right from the word go of that attack, he wasn't going to be stopped. And with probably about 15 seconds to go before we hear the buzzer go in this 4th chukker, it's looking like Kazakh will be going into a 5th and final chukker with a commanding lead, unless Aminara can do something about it here with Lorenzo Chavan. Lorenzo brings it back round. Santi takes away the man. Lorenzo Chavan, he has a look down the ground to see where the runners are. Lorenzo goes right. Just takes his time. The first buzz is gone. Oh, Antonio Hegyi, he came from nowhere. Got the hook on Lorenzo Chavan. Lorenzo comes back. The tail backhand is still going to work out now for Benjamin Pinello. Waiting with him there is Beltran Laulay, Penello with the shot up towards the goal. It's going to be close. Chavannes to finish it off. Santi Chavannes with the score, and what a way to end the fourth chukka. And we will go into the fifth and final chukka after this goal here by Santi Chavannes. Picking up the pass, he still had work to do. Just look how he puts the burner on to get the near side flick, and it is 8-7. And talking of Santi Chavannes, we're going to go see goal of the day from the semi-finals, scored by Santi Chavannes. But here it is, the end of the fourth. Kazakh 8, Aminara 7.
La passion. La compétence. L'exclusivité. Le choix dans chaque détail. Le goût des dépassements des soi, du challenge. L'attrait pour la compétition, dans ce qu'elle a de plus noble. L'esprit d'équipe pour atteindre un objectif commun. Autant de valeurs que Engelfökers partage avec l'univers du polo. Et autant de valeurs que nos conseillers Engelfökers défendent chaque jour sur leur terrain d'expertise. Être à votre écoute, vous accompagner et vous satisfaire, c'est notre challenge en chaque instant.
So welcome back here. This is what it all comes down to. We've been here for the last 2.5 weeks or so. One goal separating these two sides, courtesy of this goal right at the end there by Santi Chavannes. And we will have a roll in. Oh, the goal judge, he nearly took a whack for his efforts as well there. But we are back underway. One goal separating the two sides. The fifth chukka of the final of the 23rd French Open. We are playing under HPA rules. If either side is winning when that first buzzer goes, we will have a first-time champion either way out here today. And it's here now with Ben-Hur Penello. Last year's subsidiary winners. He's left it behind just as they were going. Beltran Laulay took a little bit of a stumble. Lorenzo Chavannes, he is there. Lorenzo, he's got Penello back behind him again. Ben-Hur Penello launches it through the center, or is it? I think Ben-Hur Penello maybe sportingly saying it was wide to the left-hand side. The flag is waving, but Ben-Hur Penello straight away said wide left. Great to see there by Ben-Hur Penello in the heat of the moment. A goal that would have brought us level here at an all-important moment. He says wide left, no goal. Kazakh, ball on the back line. Laulay sends it out to the right-hand side, looking to see if he can find his teammate Nico Perez, which he does. Looks again down the ground now. There with the tail backhand is Penello. There as well as Chavannes. Chavannes with the tail backhand looking for Lorenzo. Chavannes can't get there. Sen can't quite get the touch either, as it's brought round again by Nico Perez. Perez looking to make himself the outright top scorer in this tournament with the ball on the near side. Under pressure from Santi Chavannes every step of the way. Santi taking on the defensive duties, fighting hard. Look at the strength there of Chavannes as he gets a little tail flick backhand. I think it's gone up and over the boards. So that will be drop ball in favour of the burgundy shirts of Kazakh, as the ball gets put back on the field of play. Here is Perez. Perez drives it long, taking over the duty here. Nico Perez looking for Laulay. He's beaten to it by Lorenzo Chavannes. Two names we will be seeing dominate this sport in the years to come. Lorenzo Chavannes, Beltran Laulay, mark my words. They are putting on his show out here, and it's going to come out here now for Lorenzo Chavan. Reaches out behind him, can't get a touch on the ball. There with the near side backhand is Antonio Hegyi, and it's there again for Nico Perez, but it's gone wide to the right hand side. And just when you thought there we were going to see the waving of the flag, the 9th goal, it's gone wide. 3 o'clock Argentine time, we bring you action from the Jockey Club Open, the Copa Thai Polo. What a game that one promises to be. Scone Polo, when you talk of young players, of course, Peroto Cambiasso, Heta, Barto Castagnola still very much in that category, as is this player right now, Benja Pinello. What can he do for his side? Oh, lovely little flick pass for Lorenzo Chavan. Now watch for Sen. Sen taking away the player out in front of her, but Lorenzo Chavan, a rare miss by him. But Benja Pinello, he steals it away from Perez. It's Benja Pinello, the green grass of Chantilly, out in front of Benja Pinello with the tap towards the goal. Nothing Perez can do, and we're level. We're level, 8 goals all. Benja Pinello, he stole it from Nico Perez. Nico Perez thought he had more time than he did. The goal is scored, and look how calm Benja Pinello just stayed under pressure every step of the way. The goal is scored. 8 goals all halfway through the 5th chukker. Will it be our final chukker? We wait and see. This one has the looks of overtime. 4 goals scored today then for Benja Pinello now, taking the top scorer mantle for his side. 6 for Nico Perez. The ball goes back into play. Bringing it now there is Beltran Laulé. Laulé. Wait is the call from Nico. Ooh, across comes Santi Chavan. Nico Perez, he didn't quite read that one right. So it's here now with Chavan. Laulé and Hegyi. They're getting stuck in there with Chavan, but look how Benja Pinello clears out the opposition players, allowing Chavan the space to run through. Left behind, and is going to be there now with Benja Pinello. Pinello takes it out to the left-hand side. Benja Pinello looking to put his side out in front. Oh, Antonio Hegyi went for it all, came away with nothing. But Nico Perez, he gets the touch there. Chavan hooked by Hegyi, but it's here now with Santi Chavan. Santi Chavan, near side shot wide to the right-hand side, just as he thought he was going to make it. 9 goals to 8 in favour of Kazakh. Goes wide to the right-hand side. He can't believe it. But we remain tied here. The whistle has gone on the ground. You wonder whether this could be just a chance for the players to go off and change here. It is open and fast here in this final chukker. Like I say, a warm welcome to all of those all around the world joining us for this showcase game. John Espitia joining us on Facebook. Stephen Conroy from New Jersey, hello to you as well. Abukar Farouk Jibrin from Nigeria. Mohamed Sada Abulaji, he sends his best wishes to the goal judge who we saw crashing into it as well. And Felipe Mendes de Almeida, he's called a Kazakh win. Do let us know where you're watching from. We love the interaction with you all on social media. But back to the action, 2.5 minutes to go here in this 5th chukker. Remember, if either side is winning, come that first buzzer, that will be the end of the French Open. But it is looking like this one has the smell of overtime about it, as it's here now with Lorenzo Chavan. The umpires, a little bit of a late whistle there. It was Jason Dixon on the play. Let's have a look here on the instant replay. Both sets of players looking as if they think it should be theirs. It was Lorenzo Chavan just coming out in front, but I think tapping, walking was the call on the play. They told Laulé to use it. So it is here with Aminara. Chavan, that one's looking good from here. Santi Chavan with the drive, and it's going to go all the way. Santi Chavan, how about that? Santi Chavan, it just snuck it. All it needed to do was get over that goal line. Full 120 yards out or so from the goal. He put it all on the line, and it just rolled over that goal line. So Kazakh, under 2 minutes to go, they find themselves behind Aminara, courtesy of that goal by Santi Chavan. 9 goals to 8 now, his side, they lead. The ball goes back into play. What can Kazakh do? Can they answer here with Nico Perez? Nico, he's got Antonio Hegyi in a ton of space out the front, and that is where he's gone. Antonio Hegyi running away to tie us up. Antonio Hegyi, what a hook! What a defensive play by Santi Chavan. The tail backhand played by Lorenzo, looking to see if he can find Antonio on the turn. Here it is now with Nico Perez. Perez looking to make a bit of space for himself here. They need to come away from this play with a goal if they want to deliver the title for Kazakh. Otherwise, it is going to be Amanara's French Open, and the umpires, they have blown a whistle. Let's have a look. What did they see in this one here? It was Nico Perez tapping it. He had Lorenzo Chavan. He had Ben-Hur Pinello coming in. Ben-Hur Pinello, he's claiming he was pushed into it, but the umpires have come down on the side here of Kazakh. So just when they needed a player to keep his calm, to keep his cool, Nico Perez, he did exactly that. It's a penalty too. It's a 30-yard shot, and what a chance this is for Kazakh to tie us up here in the final minute of this contest. So Nico Perez taking over the penalty duties. Nico Perez through the goal. He keeps his calm. He sends it through the center of the goal. Undefended, easy as you like. A minute to go. And this French Open that started with those 18 teams, it's been competitive from the word go. Goal number 7 for Nico Perez. That will secure his top scorer title. But it has come down to this. 18 teams started. Amanara, Kazakh, the best of the lot. They get here. The crowd here in Shanti, they are on the edge of their seats as Nico Perez, the dummy backhand. Ben-Hur Pinello, he wasn't reading it. The next goal will be the deciding factor in this game. Nico Perez, he's giving his side a chance. Don't foul is the order of the day here. Nico Perez sends it down. Santi Chavan had to get there. He gets there. Aguitant, he comes across. And you saw exactly what was coming from that one. The moment Santi Chavan tapped the ball to his left-hand side, you could just see Sebastian Aguitant being drawn in. That little flick to the near side. And it is going to be a penalty from the centre of the ground in favour here of Amanara. So having been under pressure just a second ago, they're going to have the potential of going down the other end of the ground. Santi Chavan, who scored from about 120 yards out last time round. He's a little bit further this time. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve, father and son. What a moment this will be for Amanara. Such a supporter of the Chavans. And it is here now with Chavan. Chavan with the long drive down the ground. He was looking for Lorenzo. This time he didn't quite have the distance on it, so it's going to be turned around by Nico Perez. Perez with the tap in between a whole bunch of players. Still now Nico, but he's been crowded out, and it's Lorenzo. Lorenzo, there is Laule. Laule had to be quick turn, and he was. I mean, when you talk about experience on young shoulders, Beltran Laule, just to spot that danger, come back around and potentially save this game for Kazakh. But the defending not yet over. Here it is now with Nico Perez. Ball on the board. Sends it long. Oh, it's into the pony of Pinello. Ooh, the umpires, they have blown their whistle. And it's going to go in favour, I think, of Kazakh. Let's have a look. Sorry, of Amanara. Let's have a look at the replay. It was Nico Perez. We saw it earlier on in the game as well. You just cannot hit the ball from that distance into the opposition. Now, the ball was right within the 30-yard area of Kazakh, of Amanara's attacking area. So where are the umpires going to place this ball? It looks like it's going to be a 60. So a 60-yard penalty. This could be the deciding outcome of this game. Ben-Hur Pinello. 4 goals for Pinello in this game so far. Will this be the most important of the lot? Ben-Hur Pinello, 6 goals. Son of former 9-goal player Esteban Pinello. He'll be so proud of both of his boys. Tommy Pinello, already 9 goals himself, of course. And Ben-Hur Pinello, the next one on the ranks coming through. So Amanara, winners of the subsidiary last year, winners of the Bronze Cup in Spain. Are they about to add the French Open to their title list? Pinello, he's got the height. Is it through? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. They're all having a look at it. The flag has waved, but Benno Pinello, he has said wide right. And again, to give a shout out to the sporting nature of this game, we're going to get the benefit of the instant replay, and the shot that would have won the game instead has ended the game, but it's going into overtime. Wow, would you believe it? Benno Pinello with the 60-yard penalty, the flag was waving. That is how close it was, but so sporting Benno Pinello. We're going to see if we can get another look at it, but either way, we are going into overtime. Aminara and Kazakh, we are tied here in Chantilly, the 23rd French Open. Aminara and Kazakh all tied, 9 goals apiece.
Hommes sur 10 préfèrent la bille Carbon Protect de L'Oréal Men Expert. Même les plus grands sportifs, une protection 48 heures pour affronter tous vos défis. Et pour garder le rythme, découvrez le nouveau soin anti-fatigue Hydra Énergétique. Votre peau est transformée, hydratée et énergisée. Faites l'essai, L'Oréal Men Expert, parce que vous le valez bien.
So we go again. We're in overtime. Welcome back to Polo Line TV. What a spectacle we've had. Look at that score progression. It has gone back and forth. Kazakh, they've had their noses in front so many times. We haven't seen an Amanara lead since early. Benhur Pinello inches from getting them there right at the end of regulation. But we are in overtime. So next goal will decide the outcome of the French Open. Laulay sends it out to the right-hand side, looking for Nico Perez. Perez sends it out long. They want to get running here early, but Santi Chavan was quick to it. Santi Chavan with the near side backhand. Turning onto it first is Laulay. Left now for Nico Perez. Perez with a little bit of time and space as he just slows the ball out here on the boards. Watching him closely is Lorenzo Chavan. Nico Perez sends it out right, looking for a runner in Sebastian Agatan. Nikki Sen, she is there with Agatan on the near side. Left the ball behind. Near side backhand played. Both sides just playing a little bit of cat and mouse here. Oh, Lorenzo Chavan is in an acre of space if Santi can see him, which he does, but he couldn't quite find the angle on it. Lorenzo, though, comes back on the near side, but it was asking a lot there of young Lorenzo as it was picked up again here by Nico Perez. Perez. Up the front are both Antonio Hegyi and Nico Perez, who waits as well for Beltran Laulay. Beltran Laulay, he will pick up the play here for Kazakh. Beltran Laulay, look for a runner to the right in Perez. Runner to the left in Hegyi. It's still here now with Laulay. Sends it out right, looking to see if he can find Nico Perez. There, though, is Santi Chavan. The big open backhand played, looking for the player on the turn, but it's coming in there between Hegyi and Pinello. Picking it up from all of them there is Perez with the backhand, looking for Beltran Laulay, but it deflects off the pony and comes back now for Nico Perez. Nico, long drive down the ground, looking to see if he can find Hegyi. Built away there, but it's going to be there with Antonio Hegyi. It's Antonio Hegyi. It's Antonio Hegyi. Has he found it? Oh, it's through. Antonio Hegyi has won it on the near side. The goal is scored. It might have been Laulay who got the finishing touch. There were few of them round. Antonio Hegyi on the near side left it for Beltran Laulay. How cool was that? Antonio Hegyi knew exactly where Laulay was coming. He finished it off. The goal is scored and it took overtime. But Sebastian Agatan and his Kazakh side, having been finalists a couple of years ago, they have taken home the 23rd French Open. Sebastian Agatan, Antonio Hegyi, Nico Perez and young Beltran Laulay, 15 years of age. He was finalist in the British Open earlier on this summer and he has won the French Open. What a moment for his side, scoring the winning goal. Kazakh running out the winners against Amanara. Amanara, they had a great tournament, undefeated all the way. It took overtime to eventually defeat them. Nikki Sen, young Benhur Pinello, Lorenzo Chavan. We are going to see so much more of them in this career. And Santi Chavan, the longtime pro of Sen and her side. Look at the score progression there. It was tight all the way through. It was a real cracker of a game here in Chantilly. Kazakh winning courtesy of that sudden death goal by Beltran Laulay. 10 goals to 9. They run out the winners against Amanara. So that will be that for our coverage here. We're going to take you through some of the highlights of this game. You're going to have the stats as well, but it was a game befitting of the occasion here at Chantilly. Credit again to the entire team here at Chantilly. Benoit, the organizer, the manager of it all. So much praise goes to him and his crew here on the ground, playing over all of the separate grounds. A big thank you to all of the visiting grounds that we played in as well. We have so loved hosting this tournament for you. And Kazakh, in the end, they were defeated in one game earlier on in the tournament against Laberta. But since then, the side of Sebastian Agatan, Antonio Hegyi, Nico Perez, Beltran Laulay, they came through the knockout stages. They beat the local sides in Brittany Polo Club and Talendrakas to get themselves to this final. Amanara and Nikki Sen, she really did have a great tournament. They've had a great season here in Europe. They won, as I mentioned, the Bronze Cup of the medium goal in Sotogrande. And they came so close to winning their debut French Open, but instead that honor goes to Kazakh. And you see them there celebrating there in the tent. Nico Perez, he also just managed to get the accolade of top scorer in this French Open. Just seeing out Facundo Sola, the captain of the ESO side. But Beltran Laule, have a look again at that final goal. They kept so cool as we have a look here at the stats of the game. 7 field goals for Amanara, the 6 there for Kazakh throw-ins. Kazakh one more there and a couple of really pivotal ones as well for Nico Perez. 11-8. Fouls committed, 6 apiece, a very clean game. 2 out of 3 penalties for Amanara. That one by Benho Panello. So close, 3 out of 4 for Kazakh. No yellow cards, no safety 60s. A pretty clean, open running game, befitting of the occasion, as we mentioned. So good to watch both of these sides. They really did play polo at its very best out there. Santi Chavan, he would have been so proud of the way in which his young son Lorenzo delivered time after time throughout this tournament. Benho Panello, they will all head over to the Argentine season now, a season that will promise so much for all of those players as well. And we will be seeing all of them, you would think, back here in Europe as well next year, where we have had a great season coverage with Polo Line TV. And we will see some of the highlights here of this final. That was a great piece of play by Lorenzo Chavan. That was right early on in this game. Stole in between Nico Perez. This one here was Beltran Laule running through at his best. He just seen Lorenzo Chavan. They grew up playing together. They've been going at it since the very junior ranks of polo in Argentina. As here again, you see Lorenzo Chavan. This one, the next shot. Look how this one just sneaks on the inside of the goalpost. Several goals will be in the highlight reel of this tournament after we're done here in action. This here, Nico Perez, it looked like he'd just taken it out far too left, but he found it again with the cut shot through the goal. And then this one here for Benho Panello, the way in which he just forced through first. He'd stolen it earlier on in the play, away from the Kazakh defence, and then the defence, not enough, the efforts to stop him off Sebastian Agatantiva, so the goal was scored on that one. Benho Panello, this one drove it up. Santi Chavan, he ran all the way through, got the little near side flick on the way to nearly taking out the goal judge there. And then that goal there by Santi Chavan, he fully launched it. At that point, you thought they were going to go on and win this game. It put them a goal up. Then Nico Perez, he tied it with a 30. And then it was the turn here. Antonio Heggie, he ran through, the peace of mind just to leave it on the near side. Beltran Laule running through, and that was the decider of this game. The 23rd French Open here in Chantilly. And look at the sights here, look at the scenes, the full crowd. They will enjoy it going on to the evening here at the grounds. But from all of us here at Polo Line TV, for those who have joined us throughout the championships, we have loved hosting you here. Thank you for your interaction, thank you from your comments, and we will see you later on over in Argentina as the season leaves Europe. From all of us here at Polo Line TV, we look forward to seeing you very soon.